Hello and good day. This is Steve Higginbotham, and I'm coming at you live from Coffee Coaches. Did my first meetup group last night. A little scared, but it actually went very well. We talked about transformational and coaching, how to tap into your inner drive. And it starts with the ability to identify and then be able to accept it. And then moving from there, you really have to have that introspective, what I call that authenticity, and be able to look yourself in the mirror and understand where you are today and realize where you want to get and who you want to be for tomorrow. That's what I refer to as the light switch. This is all going to be in my book, which is Light Switch, Rise Above Mediocrity. And in there, we'll define, identify, accept, introspection, and light switch. And how we kind of can transform our person, our life, our careers. So it's not a job, it's a career. It's not a habit, rather a lifestyle. And last night we spoke a lot about transforming, of thought, of looking at ourselves and realizing that at some point there is a defining moment, something that happened, and it could be good, it could be bad. But there was something that happened to you that made you think, where you took pause, and maybe you even stopped. Whether you went into deep, dark depression, or you were at a really great big high and it was the most success you've ever had. But there was something there. At some point, you had a moment that was defined. And what was that? And how did you overcome that? And how did you tap into those feelings, whether they're good or bad? And how do you move from that? My thought is to look deep inside. And I've had many, I think there's over 2 or 3 dozen defining moments throughout my life. One of my very first defining moments was one of the jobs I did as a pool cleaner. And I left a really great organization for money, the grass was not greener on the other side, to go to another organization that was poorly managed. I worked harder, I was treated like crap, and I made $50 more per week. There was a defining moment there that I don't ever want to go back to. Then there was a great defining moment that when I joined the US Navy and transformed my life and learned how to work hard, do things that I didn't want to do, but I knew that I could. I was pushed to my ultimate mental and physical levels. And then having the opportunity and the pleasure of training with the US Navy SEALs. Although I will go on record that I did not go through BUDS, but I am certified and I did go through the selection course. And there was a defining moment for me there, and it was a simple task of tying knots. And I did it under the water holding my breath. But there was a defining moment there that pushed me and taxed me so mentally further than I've ever gone before. And at that moment, I told myself, I will not give up. And that moment is when I unleashed and tapped into my inner drive. So these workshops that I have, Identify, Accept, Introspection, and Light Switch, is a culmination of where you are today, where you want to be tomorrow, and it's a process to get you there. We are building a bridge to your future. And again, it is not about the destination as it is the journey. And I'd like to take you on that ride. I'd like to be there with you. I'd like to work with you and help guide and understand. I can't do it for you. Only you can do that. You have to commit. And you have to tell yourself, are you willing to make that change? Can you make the change? And the answer is yes. You can do it if you're willing to do it, but you got to come in with an open mind, with a positive attitude. You don't have to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but together we can work and find out what that solution is. And we can reach some of the highest of goals. And then once you reach that, we can make some more goals. And I've been doing this in my life for 22 years. So half of my life was making mistakes and trying to identify who I was. Now, My life is all about, I know who I am. I know what I want to do. Now I need to tap in to that deeper, that inner workings and have that success. Let's be wise about it. Let's not make the same mistakes we made. I'm not the smartest person out there, but I'd like to think I'm wiser today than I was yesterday, that I'm better today than I was yesterday. Yes, I work hard, but I also work smarter. But it's tapping into that inner strength, that inner drive. And it's realizing that the goals that I set forth me are attainable, they are realistic, and I can measure them. But it's setting bigger goals, and it's about being bigger. It's about being better. And I'm willing to stand up, and I'm definitely willing to stand out. I'm not afraid anymore because I know who I am, and I know where I want to go, and I know who I want to be, and I'm not there yet. And I'm still on my journey. And this is the fun time of my life. You know, when you look at a tombstone, for instance, people think the most significant thing about that tombstone is it represents and it honors the dead, but specifically the name that's on there. And that is true. But there's a date that someone was born and a date that someone died. And being born, we all have a life's purpose. We all have something that we are destined to be, and we're great. But the day you die, for some of us, that's not your death day. That's your day that you're no longer on earth. For other of us, it's you no longer exist, but that dash in the middle, that lonely little tiny dash, it's outplayed, it's overran. You don't look at it, you don't think about it, but think about that dash. That is your journey, and yet it's not even represented by a measly little dash. Your destination is you're no longer on earth, but when you leave, what do you want people to say about you? What do you want people to remember about you? Who do you want to be? What is going to be your legacy? This will all be in my book, Light Switch, Rise Above Mediocrity. But again, where is that inner drive? You have it, but do you know how to tap into it? And are you willing to stretch your goals and be bigger and better than you were before? And if you're willing to do some of those things, then I'd love to work with you. I'd love to help you in that. I am still on my journey, and I'm still learning every day, and I'm enjoying it. I love it. This is what I'm destined to do. This is who I'm going to become. I'm there already, but I want to be so much bigger and better than I am today. And it's not about the money. It never has been, not for me. It's about the challenge. It's about the fight. It's about becoming bigger and better. It is all about progression, not perfection. So if any of this resonates with you, I urge you to please reach out to me. It's coffeecoach@outlook.com. It's @coffeecoaches, and my website is www.coffeecoaches.com. coffeecoaches.com. Please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to work with you. But again, you have to be committed. You have to be willing to come in with an open mind, with an open heart. It's okay to have some problems. It's okay not to have the solutions. That's what we're here for. At some point, all of us have mixed emotions. Some of us are a little crazy. Some of us are a little too arrogant. Some of us are a little too humble. And those are okay. We're going to work together and help you tap into your strengths, your inner drive. We're going to identify that. Then you're going to accept it. And then you're going to dig even deeper and find out, who are you? Who do you want to become? Where do you want to go? What is your journey? Then we're going to flick that switch on. And that light bulb is going to come on, and you are going to flourish. And it still doesn't stop there. It continues, but it only gets better. But it is a sacrifice of time, of thought, of energy. And again, this works in your life. This works in your career. You have to decide, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And I'm here to help you with that. Again, I'm Steve Higginbotham. I'm with Coffee Coach, and I'd love to work with you. Thank you so much for listening. Bye now.